Hello and welcome to Crypto Bible. My name is Oliver Tompkins, and in today's episode, we're going to be exploring and having a little look at an article I found about how Putin might be using crypto. Now, before we get stuck into this article, go ahead, throw me an early like, get yourself subscribed to the channel Crypto Bible, and turn on your notification bell icon, cha-ting, so you never miss any groundbreaking stories. Said that weird. In the world of crypto. Okay, anyway, let's jump straight into see what's going on in the market. Here I am on CoinMarketCap. So we've got the top 3 trending coins. Terra, at the moment, nearly 6%. It's going absolute bonkers. Keep pushing. I remember when it was back like £30, and now it's, well, this is in dollars, but $93.97. Is it going to hit $100 soon? I don't know. Possibly. BNB back number 2, the boring token number 3 in the trending coins. Biggest gainers so far, we've got Doge Rise Up, Booby Trap, and CRYTPO exchange. And as we move down, Bitcoin 1.2, pretty much 1.3% up over the last 24 hours, trading at $43,952. Ethereum $2,988, 2.42% up there. BNB 0.4% up. Terra 6% up. Big. Solana 7.75% up over 24 hours. We've got any other big gainers? Polygon nearly 2.5%. Near Protocol nearly at 8% there, up over the last 24 hours. Phantom 8.4%. So there's some good gains. And Thor Chain at 55, 27% up at the moment. And I spoke a little bit about the coin Waves in another article today, which is a big crypto gainer, so be sure to check that out. Okay, let's jump into this article and have a little read together. Okay, so this article is from theguardian.com, and with everything that's going on in the moment with the war of Ukraine and Russia, sanctions put on Putin to stop finances, could Putin be exploring cryptos to bypass Western sanctions? So a debate rages over whether Russian banks could use crypto, such as Bitcoin, as an alternative currency exchange. And what's going on is bad, but Bitcoin, cryptos in general, this is showcasing the advantages of how cryptocurrencies cannot be manipulated by any organizations. So the people that use cryptos, good or bad, reflects in what they use it from. But cryptos themselves are pure. They cannot be, manipulated by organizations. And that's why, they are advantageous. And that's why maybe because Putin has been, sanctioned in other ways in Russia, this could be him exploring this to bypass those sanctions. So let's get into it. Right. As many people do when discussing the complex world of cryptos, Vladimir Putin kept it simple. Of course, we have certain competitive advantages here, especially in the so-called mining. After events this weekend when Russia was hit by severe financial sanctions, the Russian president might be considering capitalizing on those advantages. Putin was speaking in January, days after the country's central bank proposed a blanket ban on cryptocurrency trading and mining. In the case of Bitcoin, the cornerstone currency, mining is the energy-intensive process by which computers verify new Bitcoin transactions, if you're new to cryptos, putting them on a virtual ledger known as blockchain, and generate new Bitcoins as a reward for that work, known as the proof of work blockchain. The Bank of Russia was emphatic in its warning, saying that cryptocurrency mining entailed significant risks for the economy and financial stability. 1 week later, Putin appeared to be less sure, pointing that Russia had advantages in crypto mining due to its huge energy wealth and expertise in the field. His doubts about a full crypto embargo might well have deepened after the West applied massive pressure to Russia's financial system with new sanctions. The EU, the US, the UK, and Canada have targeted the country's $640 billion, or if you're from the UK, £478 billion in foreign currency reserves. a financial buffer held as a backup to deal with emergencies and provide financial stability by agreeing to prevent the Russian central bank from deploying its international reserves in ways that undermine the impact of our sanctions. The same group have also announced that unnamed Russian banks will be expelled from SWIFT, the main global payments messaging system used by banks to make cross-border money transfers. Russia and its banks could be looking at cryptocurrencies more closely because they could represent an alternative medium of international exchange to the dollar. Cryptos could be also bypass the international banking system. That is the key to enforcing sanctions as a listening post for financial transactions worldwide. A characteristic of cryptocurrencies that watchdogs and central banks dislike by offering an alternative way to make irreversible cross-border transactions. We're at a watershed moment in global history where central banks of nation states are no longer in direct control of the financial instruments once used to impose global regulations. With cryptocurrency in its infancy still, these decentralized currencies lack the agency and infrastructure needed for the ability to regulate institutions as large as Russia, says Eric Michaud, co-founder of the Chain, a blockchain security conference. Let's change this up a bit so you can see bigger. There we go. Other crypto experts argue, however, that the transparent nature of blockchains make it difficult for sanctioned entities to use cryptocurrencies to bypass sanctions. Nonetheless, some nation states have turned to Bitcoin for an escape. Iran, heavily sanctioned by the US, but with substantial fossil fuel reserves, effectively converts its excess energy into cash by acquiring Bitcoins of Iran Bitcoin miners powered by fossil fuel generated electricity using the currency to buy imports. The Iranian state is effectively selling its energy reserves on the global markets using the Bitcoin mining process to bypass trade embargoes, said Elliptic, a blockchain consultancy that helps clients combat crypto-related crime, in a blog post last year. The Director of Policy and Regulatory Affairs, David Carlisle, says crypto mining is one of the most feasible options for Russia, which is already the third largest country for Bitcoin mining, according to data from the University of Cambridge. In addition to actually minting crypto that can be used to trade with governments, Russia can tax the underlying money activity as well. They can license and tax the activity itself. Elliptic estimates that the Iranian government could make about $1 billion a year from Bitcoin mining. Carlisle adds, once it's in possession of large amounts of Bitcoin that it's mined, Russia can then use that Bitcoin to pay for imports of goods and services that it might otherwise struggle to access, owing to US and European restrictions. However, Wall Street Journal reported last week that US is considering imposing sanctions on Russia's crypto market. Companies such as Elliptic offer software that lets businesses spot illegal crypto transactions. So they're saying here that the US might stop Russia from using crypto. According to Chainalysis, a blockchain analysis firm, the transparent nature of blockchains makes it difficult to use cryptos as a basis for cloak and dagger sanctions dodging. Sanctions evasion activity is captured on public, permanent, immutable blockchain ledgers, says Caroline Malcolm, head of international public policy and research at Chainalysis. And they tweeted, yesterday, the US Treasury Department announced extensive sanctions against Russian businesses and elites following the country's invasion of Ukraine. This has prompted many to ask Chainalysis how Russia may attempt to use cryptocurrency to evade sanctions. There remain other paths that Russian actors could use, including the North Korean route of hacking crypto platforms, which raised $400 million for Kim Jong-un's state last year alone, according to Chainalysis. There are also ransomware attacks where criminal groups encrypt a target's computers and demand cryptos in exchange for unfreezing them. Although Russia's SEB security agency recently claimed to have dismantled the Revil ransom software group, last year, the US Treasury Department sanctioned two Russian-owned crypto exchanges, SUEX OTC and ChatX, for allegedly helping launder ransomware proceeds. On Monday, Crypto exchange Binance said it was blocking the accounts of any Russian clients targeted by sanctions. According to Elliptic's Carlyle, the Russian state could use a network of exchanges to conceal crypto ownership. So if the Russian government or Russian entities wanted to look to ways to evade sanctions using crypto, they could try and develop a network of complicit exchange services that would help them do that. There are also cryptos that are difficult to trace, such as the privacy-focused Monero. So there are ways they could bypass these sanctions with crypto, is what they're saying. But the sheer scale of financial restrictions facing Russia is such that cryptos will not suffice. So it's not enough for them to just use crypto. Crypto alone will never enable Russia to circumvent financial restrictions at the scale it needs to mitigate the full impact of restrictions. Russia's total banking sector's assets are $1.4 trillion, nearly the size of the entire crypto market. There are also alternatives to crypto. Ejecting Russian banks from SWIFT could encourage China to strengthen its own nascent payment network. Cross-border international payment system. Alex Drew, a senior analyst at RAND Europe, says it would not be beyond the bounds of belief that China takes the Russian line on sanctions being unfair and provide a means to alleviate them by giving Russia the use of SIPs. Okay. On the other hand, the other answer could be close to time. The Bank of Russia is developing its own digital ruble too. So there we go. Very interesting. A little bit about that article there. So there you go. An interesting article saying, could Putin use crypto to bypass these sanctions? But then again, it did say that, you know, he'll need more than just crypto to suffice all of these sanctions. What do you think? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. As always, throw me a like. Let me know your comments. Get subscribed to Crypto Bible and turn on your notification bell icon so you never miss any of our upcoming episodes. Thanks for joining me for today's episode, and I'll see you on the next one.